Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married to Medicine Season 10 Reunion Part 1. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it. We gonna get into it, honey, because these heifers done got on my nerves over here on this Married to Medicine reunion. And I don't think y'all have ever perturbed me the way that y'all have this episode. So child, let's just jump right into it. So the ladies arrive at the reunion. You know how they do. It's really early in the morning. Sweet Tea done marked Heavenly's dressing room door. Well, child, she did it to Mariah, so I guess she can't be mad. Andy is visiting all the ladies. He visited Dr. Simone and he visited Quad's room as well. So the ladies are all on stage dressed like flowers. The set is inspired by Napa. So Andy is asking Dr. Jackie if she had any words of wisdom and she's gotten any from the vice president. She said, you know, to be a part of the change that you want to see. Really? How ironic. So then he asked Heavenly if Alora had given her any advice to bridge the generational gap between her and Sweet Tea. Here go Heavenly. So, well, you know, Alora is the same age as Sweet Tea. Heavenly, be so for real. So he speaks to Dr. Simone. Hey, girl. Then he speaks to Toya. He welcomes Phaedra to her first Married to Medicine reunion, wearing her dress inspired by Chanel Ion, period, dot. Okay. Not you shaded the dress and then wore it to the reunion. Child, this is a fool. So then he asked Sweet Tea if she will be spilling the tea or sipping the tea. She said, I'm going to be spilling it. I got a lot to get off my chest. Well, baby, let's get into it then. He asked Quad if this will be her second resurrection. She said, I hope so. You know, the people tried to put me in a grave, honey. Oh, well, you shouldn't have been playing in that damn casket, Quad. You should have been playing in that casket, girl. So he brings up these sticky notes that Sweet Tea was plastering all over the place. You is smart, you is kind, you is important. So then she said, well, you know, I just want to give Heavenly, you know, some words of affirmation. Heavenly said, I mean, is it Sweet Tea or Long Island iced tea? Sweet Tea said, we getting more liquor over there. When I tell y'all I hollered, all right, now Heavenly, baby, Sweet Tea, quick with it. That was hilarious to me. I cackled so loud. I said, baby, not malt liquor, not MD 2020, not a Coke 45. Baby, now we getting malt liquor. So then they flash back to their 10 years from season 3 with Simone and Toya getting into it. Well, baby, you wouldn't be able to tell because now they act like they're BFFs. How quickly the people forget. So then we switch gears over to Phaedra and Dr. G dating and her getting $4,000 of an allowance and her 5 scenes this season. Because, you know, honey, she only had about 4 or 5 moments. So let's get into them. So he asked her how it compares being on Married to Medicine versus Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she was like, well, you know, in Atlanta, we were real cantankerous and everything. These are totally different women. And you know, the women on Real Housewives of Atlanta, they be ready for you to divorce, child. Phaedra, I wish that you would stop repeating that. Girl, you could not wait to get rid of Apollo. Apollo, go away from me with this. They did not push you to divorce that man. Please just stop that. That is really so irritating to me because it's like you're disparaging them to lift up the medicine wives. Baby, you don't have to do that. All you have to say is, okay, I love this group of women. I like the other group of women as well. They're just different. But stop acting like they came to you and said, you should divorce Apollo. Break it up. Like, no. So then he asked Toya why she thought Apollo didn't come to the birthday party. He was like, do you think that Phaedra didn't want y'all to be introduced to him? So Toya said, well, you know, I would think that kids want both parents there, but maybe that's how she runs her house. Toya, how about you stop worrying about their co-parenting situation? It might have been a very good reason why he was not at that party. They may have things worked out the way that they like them. Clearly, Aiden was perfectly okay. So then a viewer brings up how Phaedra switched up on Quad after inviting her to the bachelorette party and changed her flight to avoid Quad altogether. So Phaedra said, well, you know, I had talked to Toya and Toya told me that she had an issue with Quad. Plus, I didn't think that Quad would want to go. Phaedra, that's not how this cast works. And you know that's not how this cast works. So you think Quad wouldn't want to go on a trip with her castmates of 10 years, getting into it or not, but she wanted to go to Sweet Tea's bachelorette party? Girl, anyway, That was Toya's event too. She threw it for Sweet Tea. So this excuse makes absolutely no sense. So Quad apparently did an interview or a podcast or something like that. And she said that Phaedra told her that she was waiting for a prescription. And then she saw it on the TV, honey, and it wasn't no prescription being waited on. And that was hurtful. So Toya straight up said, well, I mean, she didn't want to be on the flight with you. That's the thing. Exactly. I don't know why she just don't keep it real. So Quad said, I was just feeling like she was just going along to get along. Here goes Simone. Well, what's wrong with going along to get along with us instead of being booed up with you? Dr. Simone, give it a rest. You know full and well what the issue is. She had no issue with her enjoying y'all. That's not the problem. The problem is, don't do me in the process. You came in here being my friend. So why would you do me in as soon as you start being friends with them? That's not cool. She threw it to the side the minute she realized that Quad was the black sheep. And that's just the way it is. So then Phaedra said, well, I mean, it wasn't a matter of ditching her. It's like, why would I attach myself to the Titanic? Phaedra always referring to some as the Titanic. She said the same thing about them housewives of Atlanta, and she's still trying to get back over there. Baby, Quad better than me, because I would just sit so silent. But I mean, she wants her job and whatnot. Andy asked Quad about saying that Phaedra lies all the time and said that she didn't date Dr. G. So Quad said, well, I didn't say she lied all the time, but, he told me that they dated. So I think that, they dated. So I don't think it's an outright lie. But she was like, I wasn't dogging Phaedra or talking bad about her. I wouldn't do that. Now, the whole time that Quad is talking, Toya making faces, her and Simone rolling their eyes, smacking their teeth. What kind of hatred in your heart do you have for this woman? Like, what's wrong with y'all? Can y'all just sit idly by and wait till it's your turn? And Phaedra knows she dated that man. She came to y'all's house in the earlier seasons and she said it herself. I do not know why they won't roll that beautiful bean footage. I remember that like it was yesterday. Also, there was another crossover where Quad went to visit Phaedra at the Real Housewives of Atlanta down at the law office. So I don't know why she keeps saying that. So Quad was like, I was asking Heavenly what she meant by Phaedra lies all the time. Like, what are you talking about? So here go Heavenly acting all confused. I said that? Andy said, well, you did say the truth ain't in that bit. At this point, Andy ain't even reading from the cue cards, honey. He's just talking. Heavenly said, well, no, I said that, she lied, but she said that she never dated him. But then she turned around and said maybe she did date him. I mean, I'm confused. So then Phaedra cuts her off talking about, when black people say they dating people, they talking about sex. There has never been none of that carrying on with me. Not even a kiss. I mean, we possibly held hands, but I don't know. Girl, not you don't know if you held his hand. Y'all know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Chuck. Y'all remember Chuck and Monique with the Y? And Phaedra couldn't remember that she dated him. I dated him, but that was middle school. Then we dated again, and that was college time. Baby, Phaedra don't change for nothing. Y'all was down in Savannah and you was lying about Chuck, honey. She loves to erase a man from her memory. Honey, I know that's right. Erase, replace, embrace a new face. Honey, she said, I don't know nothing about it, honey. Sorry to this man. Who is this man? Let Phaedra tell her she's only ever dated, kissed, or touched Apollo, and she ain't fooling me. Moving forward. Sweets, he said, well, Dr. G definitely said that y'all did kiss. Ew. So many women on stage have let Dr. G put his mouth on them. It's giving gross. Phaedra said, girl, I have never kissed him. Okay. Phaedra was giving Drew Barrymore, honey, never been kissed. Sweet Tea said, well, I mean, that's a lie. Oh, child. So then Quad said, well, he did say that y'all dated and you asked him for $4,000 a month and he had to let you go because that's not his ministry. But in the confessional, you said that $4,000 wasn't enough for even a $10,000 bag. But if you saved up 3 months, you could buy yourself a bag and still have $2,000 left over for shoes. Ma'am, please. I mean, the math is mathing, but everybody just shut up. The math is mathing, though. Andy's sitting over there like, touche, Quad, touche. When I tell y'all Andy love him some Quad, you can tell who he really likes during the reunions. And I think that he really appreciates Quad. So I don't think that she's completely out of Married to Medicine. But baby, she was fighting for her life. Do you hear me? She was fighting for that job on this episode. She said, well, I mean, he obviously didn't have it. And y'all both married the man. So there it is. Now Dr. G got to pay to play. Heavenly talking about, Sweet T thinks Dr. G tell her everything, but it's a lot that you don't know. So, girl, the truth of the matter is they both said the same thing, so he lied to her and Quad. Anyway, and you believed it too. Now all of a sudden, it's a lot that he doesn't tell Sweet T. So they're playing a game to see if Phaedra is guilty or not guilty. So he started asking all these questions. And then he said, did Phaedra purposely misstyle Heavenly for Damon's mixer? Simone said, guilty as charged. So then her and Toya are kind of like laughing. And Simone, they were talking about how ill-fitting the dress was. Simone said, well, I'm 120 pounds. Simone, I know you're not trying to body shame Heavenly. Let's be real. The woman is stacked. Now, she's come a mighty long way. So let's not do that, honey, because you have some things that you can work on as well. Okay. So then Andy asked if Quad wanted to repair the relationship with Phaedra. And Quad said, yeah. But Phaedra was like, well, I don't know. Because I just don't want Quad talking behind my back. Well, then you don't want to be friends with none of them. Because all of them talk behind your back, truth be told. Heavenly said, well, Quad was telling you everything that I said about you. Well, Heavenly, you said it, so stand on it. Okay, stand on it. Basically, Heavenly said if Phaedra don't like the way that they do things, then she can get the hell out. Phaedra does not want to be voted off the island, so she is not going back over there with Quad. That's just point blank in the period. If they embrace Quad again, Phaedra will be friends with her again. Now, I wouldn't count it as a loss, being Phaedra's friend. Y'all better watch seasons 3 through 9 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, honey. I would let her be right where she is, sitting right there doing nothing. Moving forward. So next up is Toya's package. So Andy asked how her and Eugene were, and she said they're better. And they asked if she still needs to cut Eugene some slack. So Simone was like, yes, she does. She needs to be more open and not so judgy. So Toya said, yeah, but I just let Eugene do for me. It's cool. This what works for us. It's always been that way because, he know what it is. So Andy said, well, did you grow up rich? Like, were you well off always? She said, no, but I grew up wearing Pro Wings. When she said Pro Wings, I have not heard that in so long. Oh my gosh. I said, baby, not the Payless shoes. She said they made fun of her. So she grew up wanting to impress others. And I really feel like that explains a lot. It explains why she's always moving, trying to keep up with the Joneses. I don't know, but I don't know if it's just me, y'all. I don't know how I felt about Andy asking Toya if she grew up with means. Like, what you trying to say? There's nothing wrong with her wanting nice things. The problem is she just needs to address Eugene more lovingly and respectfully. And she also needs to contribute. On top of that, you might need to get some therapy so you can stop worrying about what other people think about you, because it only matters what you think. And I think she sees herself as lesser because these heifers can be elitist and classist. But that's just me. I don't know. I just didn't like Andy asking her that like that. I was like, all right, nah, not too much. So then Andy brings up Toya and this sponsored wine. She was like, no, I only get it wasn't sponsored. See, the thing is, what had happened was, and then I'm like, Toya, baby, it was a donation. You didn't pay for it. You're talking in circles. That wine was given to you. You should have paid the $1,000. End of story. So Andy asked Heavenly if what she did was right. She said, well, I do a lot of things that are not right. Okay. But you need to admit that you said it in the wrong setting. Dr. Jackie said, I feel like it was the wrong time. Y'all know Dr. Jackie wanted to say the exact same thing. So, she don't think Heavenly was wrong. Now, I agree that it wasn't the appropriate time in front of everybody like that, especially when this is a black tie event. But Heavenly was not wrong for wanting Toya to pay. The wine was gifted, ma'am. So therefore, you didn't contribute to anything. You just showed up and placed your product. That's not how this works. So then they do a flashback of Heavenly and Dr. Jackie. Jackie has always turned her nose up at others. Do you hear me? Always. So now we see the ladies in their profession and what makes us love Married to Medicine. Andy asked Dr. Jackie if she's heard back from the vice president. She said, well, I'm in communication with her team. They were really excited to get the word out on such a platform, blah, blah, blah. He asked Dr. Simone, how often does she have to talk about STDs? She said daily. I would think so. You're an OBGYN. Andy, now, child, the people is out here dipping it and doing it. Then we touch on the comments that Dr. Jackie made. Baby, she instantly started crying, but I ain't see no tears. She said, to see the words tear down what she does to promote the well-being of women, that was really hard. To see the words tear down. Ma'am, the words were spoken by you. You said the words. Nobody put words in your mouth and then they start tearing down. Like, you said this. So Phaedra says she reached out to her first because she knows what it's like to be canceled, because it only takes 30 seconds to go on social media and throw darts, but it takes years of education to become the type of physician that Jackie has become. Ma'am, her being schooled and her being a doctor, that's not the issue. It was what she said. Nobody is taking away her accolades. As Nene was saying, I won't take your accolades. We're not taking that. Nobody's taking that from her. And of course you would agree. Like, we're not taking that from Dr. Jackie at all. Nobody is saying she didn't go to school, get the degree, and put in the years of work to be, and to be where she is now. We're saying that what she said was hurtful and it was dangerous. Simone was like, I was just shocked at all the hate. And again, I'm still confused on that. Jackie said, well, Simone came to my house every day. And Toya gave me some advice. And Heavenly sent chocolates because she hates to see me cry. And she sent a teddy bear. Ma'am, when did this become about you? Imagine how people felt hearing that. Imagine us. Okay, now I know a lot of people may not feel the same way, but for me, a black woman who goes to the doctor all the time and is just completely pushed aside because they don't think that we feel pain like every other race, for someone to have to continue to go to doctor after doctor after doctor just to get answers because they don't believe you the first time, what you said is not just something that we can brush aside. I feel like this was an opportunity where they could have had a serious conversation about the things that Dr. Jackie said. But instead, here we are talking about her getting chocolates and a teddy bear like it's Valentine's Day. She said, and Quad didn't reach out to me at all. She didn't call. Andy said, well, that's the problem they have with you, Quad. Why didn't you call her? Are y'all missing what these girls did to her? What are y'all talking about? So she said, well, I do support her, but I was going through things, myself. So no, I didn't reach out, but I was going through stuff. But I did support her. Andy said, quietly out loud on the internets, whatever it was, she still said she was supporting her. And she only saying that because she here on this platform, child. Around that kitchen table, she probably saying something totally different. And this has completely pissed me off. Instead of actually addressing what was said, Jackie was able to play victim while black women are dying in record numbers because of that type of dangerous rhetoric. This is not going to change my mind about what she said on Heavenly's YouTube channel. She managed to make it more about Quad not reaching out. And of course, Phaedra understands, ma'am, you also did something morally wrong. The fans didn't just turn on you. Dr. Jackie's her words were hurtful. They did cause a much needed conversation. I can say that. But Quad is not obligated to reach out to Jackie. She's not. I'm sorry. And I feel like there should have been some follow-up questions. Like, what did you learn from that? What is it that you really meant, Dr. Jackie? If you could say anything to the viewers, what would you want to say? Like something. But we got absolutely nothing. But everybody's smiling. And then Andy said, I wish I had a vagina so I could go to you. Anyway, moving forward. So then we see Quad's 5 minutes on the season, honey, because she wasn't there, but you blinked and she was gone. Quad tells them that, she's not perfect. She apologized to Toya for what she said about Toya cheating because she didn't like it when Simone said that she was sleeping with the contractor. She said, I'm wrong. I shouldn't have said that. I'm wrong. Toya said, this is the first time that you have actually apologized, but I feel like it's convenient. And we're just going to have to see how you act. See, that's what I'm saying. See, y'all asked her for a genuine apology and y'all said that'll make it better. She gives you a genuine apology, then you move the line again. You said, oh, okay, well, that was convenient. We'll see how you act. Toya, please get off your soapbox. Simone called you a deadbeat brokey while y'all were about to fight in that dressing room. I don't see you holding that over her head. Did you forget that? Oh, okay. So Toya said, well, Quad said that she just came for the check. At first she was pretending like she was there for me and, oh, I want to support you. I want to see you do well. But then she turned around and said she was just there for the check. Now, if Quad did say that, baby, you wrong for that. Because if you're going to sit in their face and say that you're there to support them, they're going to think you phony and fake if you sit around and say, I'm just here for the check. So Quad said she felt like Toya didn't want her there. So that's why she said that. She said, well, I feel like you should have called and asked me if you could have come to support me. Because I told the girls that it was okay. And that probably would have let us mend fences. Why does Quad need to grovel at y'all's feet? And Toya, if you were okay with her coming, then why did you treat her that way when she arrived? Like, y'all are fighting over nothing at this point. And Toya, you're not being honest either. Because as soon as the lady showed up, before she even showed up, you're sitting here now. I told them to invite her. No, I told them. Well, they invited her and you didn't even have her a damn room. Then you made a spectacle out of not having her a room. So I don't want to hear that. And if y'all were going to really be cool, y'all should have given her a chance and not told her to leave. So y'all can miss me with that. Moving forward. Quad said, well, okay, maybe I took it wrong. Okay, that's my bad. That was my mistake. So Andy asked what they thought should have happened at the resurrection. So Jackie looks at Quad and says, I would have wanted to hear I messed up and I want to come back to the group. Well, ma'am, up here on this stage, I would have wanted to hear you say the same thing. I messed up. I misspoke. I hurt a group of women that are the same as me. I would have liked you to say a little bit more. But see, people feel like Dr. Jackie is above reproach. I've noticed it even in my comment section. Well, that's not fair for you to say. No, don't tell me what's not fair. What's not fair is for doctors to sit and think that we don't hurt. What's not fair is for people to lose their loved ones during childbirth because we're taken as a joke. What's not fair is us being deemed lazy because we want to stay home to make sure that we can bring a life into the world. That's what's not fair. And this is a needy friend group, child. I ain't got to talk to my people all the time. If she just a coworker, then treat her as such. If she a coworker, then say that. And Quad, if you don't care about them like that, then let them know what it is so they can stop confusing you for a friend. So Quad said, I wanted to call, but Heavenly said, now is not a good time. Oh, so Heavenly didn't tell Jackie that. Not Heavenly trying to drive a bigger wedge than it already is. So then Simone pipes up. Well, why does Heavenly need to give you permission to call Jackie? So Quad was like, well, they super close. So I was just calling, to see what was up. Heavenly said, well, I called Quad because I wanted to know if she put this out there because I was like, this is unacceptable. We all thought that it was Quad. We all thought she had something to do with it. Okay. To think that she would rummage through old YouTube videos to target Jackie. Baby, that is ludicrous. Now, I know the people feel the way they feel about Quad. You have a right to feel that way about her. But I do not think that woman said, I know how to get them back. I remember when she said this on January 2nd, 2020. If anything, she would be targeting Toya and that wine, not Dr. Jackie. Also, Heavenly, what's unacceptable is what was said. Y'all trying to finger point instead of focusing on the topic at hand. That's just beyond me. I couldn't be Quad because I would walk right on off that stage. I can't take too much. And I would have to go. I would just have to go. So Quad said, well, I asked Heavenly about Jackie. When she said the girls thought that it was me, I wanted to call her and Heavenly said, no, it's not the right time. So then Andy was like, okay, well, did you think it was the right time to see the ladies at Sweet Tea's bachelorette party? And Quad said, well, they had been talking about me, honey, couldn't shut up. Okay. Toya was talking about me every second of the day. All the ladies were asking about me. I knew they were all going to be together. So I just decided to show up. So then they started talking about who calls whom. Quad said nobody calls her. Simone getting loud, saying nobody calls her either. Y'all don't call each other. Simone starts yelling, when things happen, I reach out. Please calm down, megaphone. Calm down. She said, well, when things happen, I reach out and I show up. Simone said, I can't name one time that Quad has supported me in my life. How about season 4 when she was there knocking on them doors to help you find your daddy? How about then? She did say that she wanted a moment without a camera or a microphone. So her support isn't valid because y'all were filming? She still didn't have to do that. She could have let you go down there with Dr. Jackie and called it a day. But she had just lost her father, so she knew exactly how you felt. And those emotions were real. And she bonded with you because of that. And she helped you to look for your dad. And she was hurt with you when your dad passed away. Down on her knees in the restroom with you and Jackie on the floor. You don't remember that? Oh, okay. So Simone said, we weren't talking last year and I still reached out. Now, this is when I lost all respect for Simone. She said they weren't talking last year and she still reached out. After the Met Gala, Quad had a tragic incident at her home. Now, when she said that, Quad goes, Simone, because clearly she's trying to stop her from saying it, because you know what? Her family is probably still not over that. But Simone decided to yell over her and say it anyway. That is disgusting. So she started saying the thing about her great niece in the pool, and I don't even want to repeat it. But Simone, you could have easily just said there was an accident at her home and left it at that. The fact that you said that baby has a mama, and her whole family is probably still reeling from that. That's not something you just get over, and you have to still stay in that house. For you to just say it anyway, I mean, anything to prove a point. The thing is, I understand that Simone was trying to make it known that despite whatever they have gone through, she's there for Quad. I totally get it, and I'm not taking that from Simone. What I didn't like is that you could clearly see that she was trying to stop you from bringing it up, and you did it anyway. That's like a slap in the face. Simone, I'm done with you, child. You could have used any other example. She said, you know how many times I've been invited to her home? Never. Simone, and again, clearly she did not want you to continue to talk about that. Quad said, well, I mean, we were okay. We went to dinner. She said, I apologized to her. And she said, Simone told her, you didn't do anything to me. I just don't want Toya to be upset with me. And I believe that, because the way that she moved on this season proved that to me. So Simone was like, well, I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my friendship with Toya. She cooks for me. She cleans and all this. Child, she was saying all kinds of stuff. Her and Toya have come a long way. But why are you taking on Toya's battles? Like, why are you taking on her battles this tough? Is this your first friend ever? Because I remember when Toya couldn't stand you, and you still didn't spew this much venom. So I don't understand it. Andy said, well, I want to hear from Quad. If she lies, then I'm talking. Ma'am, calm down. Simone, you and all that hollering, it really makes me sick. It gets on my nerves. Please stop that. It's not enjoyable to watch, and you sound like a toddler that's having a tantrum. Calm down. Nobody can hear you when you're yelling. Quad said, okay, well, you know, she did reach out, and she showed me love. She showed me support, and it was like old times, and I really appreciated that. I appreciate her loving on me, because I still struggle with that to this day. Baby, Quad is literally begging them to keep this job. Because I know the Quad in the past would have gotten her together for saying something that she asked her not to say, or she was trying to stop her from saying. So they go on break. And Quad is basically groveling at Jackie's feet saying, do you think I would really do that? Do you think I would really put that out there? Like, I would never do that to you. So Jackie just looking at her all judgy, because you know she can't stand her. Jackie said, I don't know you enough to know. So Jackie, you mean to tell me in 10 years you don't know? Just say you don't like her. Just say you don't like her and you needed to point the finger. Just say that. You said it, so address it. You saying, this she gonna say, because I'd rather lose a friend than lose myself. Jackie always got some kind of sentence or some kind of phrase or some kind of quote. So what you're saying is you rather point the finger than hold yourself accountable. Got it. And that was the end of Reunion Part 1. Baby, I would never come back to this show. When I say never, I mean never, baby. Somebody would have to create something else for me. Because I would never come back to this show with women that think I would be capable of putting a video out to tear down your entire career that you have built that spans decades. Y'all really think low of this woman. Y'all really do. And before anybody gets started, go back and watch my reviews from last season when I tore Quad up for insinuating that Toya would cause people to go in and rob Anila. Because I know it's going to be somebody, well, Quad did it. Yes, baby. And it wasn't right then either. It's not right on Quad's end, and it's not right on Dr. Jackie's end. And all these ladies pointing the finger at Quad because y'all just want to have somebody to blame. This was a very bad look for all of y'all to sit on this stage and make this entire Part 1 about how bad of a person she is. Quad, do you need to check that bad, child? Child, start your own YouTube channel. And y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. This episode had me 38 hot. I was upset that we didn't have a serious conversation about what was said. I was upset that they brushed on past it. Andy doesn't like heavy subjects. I understand. But at the same time, that's something that needed to be addressed. Not Jackie just sitting up there like a victim. You're not the victim in this. You are not. It would be different if we created a soundbite and put it in your mouth. You said these things. Heavenly, I also don't appreciate you sitting there when Dr. Jackie said, well, Quad didn't reach out. That's when you should have interjected and said, well, she wanted to, but I said I didn't think it was a good time. I know you want Jackie all to yourself. You don't want nobody else to be your friend. That's why you and Simone constantly get into it. But y'all got to do better, because this just wasn't it. Anyway, y'all comment down below and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.